Deltarune is happening tomorrow. Oh wow, I gotta finish this fast. But anyways, I thought I'd ride the hype wave and make a quick video looking into my evil orb of spoilers that spoils things. And just really give you some of my... Before we begin, I think it's important to note that I have no particular order for these predictions. They're just kind of in the order that I wrote them, with some kind of importance, but they're not that crazy. So to start out, I mean, just looking at the trailer footage and what's starting to happen in game, I think we can all 100% agree on this. But unlike our previous Dark Worlds, we don't know what the inside looks like. Is it just one room with nothing but a spare box and an empty bottle of beer? We don't know, unfortunately. But yeah, either way, I feel like the church is 100% where our next Dark World is going to be after Chapter 3. Now, I can see why some people would either disagree or generally dislike this point, but I don't think we're getting any more party members other than Noelle. Now, I think there's a bunch of different reasons for this. One, Noelle's obviously super important to the story. She literally opens up a whole new route in the game, which is something we did not even think was going to be possible. And I think there's just a lot of work that would have to go into doing not only animations, but the little item text whenever you try to equip an item on someone. That would just be a crazy amount of work to do. And in general, looking at the rest of our cast, no one here looks important enough to be worthy of having a party slot. So yeah, I think it's fairly certain to say no one else is on the team. Gates closed. If you didn't get here in 2021, go home. Okay, I know this one is stepping out to Chapter 5 just a little bit, but either way, I think the point stands. Susie's going to leave the party at some point, either Chapter 4 or Chapter 5. There are a few reasons for this. First up, I feel like we already have the story set up for her to be really disappointed and hit with reality, whether it's because of Chris's current situation being, possessed, or, darkness just straight up not being real. I think she's going to leave. Now you might be saying, why? There are the Dragon Blazers comparisons of, quote, the mage leaving the party. You might be thinking, well, Susie's not a mage. Well, from some screenshots we've already seen, she's going to learn heal and some other better forms of healing. I'm not sure exactly, I've been avoiding most of those screenshots. But she will eventually learn some better magic spells and could be considered a mage of sorts. And not to mention the only other mage we have is Ralse and Noelle. Noelle has kind of already left the party, as we can tell. She's not going to be in Chapter 3. And Ralse, I just don't see him leaving the party for whatever reason. Either way, there are currently story beats being set up for Susie to leave the party. For whatever reason this might be, I fear it's going to happen, and I'm going to miss her. To me, this one feels like a little bit of cheating, because, it's bound to happen eventually. But we currently have this little plotline going on in the back of the game where it's Chris versus the player fighting for control. And right now, it's not really obvious to casual players about this plot point. And it's definitely going to be a major point for the whole game's kind of themes and story and all of that. So I think it's gonna eventually have to be fully revealed to the casual players. Because right now, the only real hints we have of this is through Spamton, and you could argue the ending scenes, but those are very I've seen, every casual playthrough I've seen, they've horribly misunderstood what these scenes were and what was happening in them. So I think there's gonna have to be a point where these become, pretty obvious that Chris isn't evil and being possessed by Kara from Undertale, but they're just doing these things on their own. I just don't think Chapter 3's secret boss is gonna be a cowboy. Now, there are a lot of reasons that we think it's going to be, and I can kind of understand these, but
I think as it is right now, the current formula for the secret bosses is going to be changed up in these next few chapters.
Because I don't think we can have 7, maybe 6 chapters of secret bosses that have gone insane from understanding that they're not real. I feel like there's only so many ways you can write a character that does something like that. So either something's gonna have to change with the formula, or we're just gonna have this really stale idea of crazy guy has gone crazy and mad, and he's gonna fight you now because you are also trapped, Chris Deltarune. I'm pretty excited to see what these next few secret bosses are, and honestly, I have no even slight hints or guesses about what Chapter 4's could be. But I think the formula is definitely gonna be changed up. And Chapter 3 ain't gonna be a cowboy. And finally, this is more of a general whole game prediction than just for Chapter 3 and 4. This one's about the Weird Route. Specifically, I don't think anyone else is really gonna die during the Weird Route. At most, I could see us traumatizing or messing up someone else, but I don't think we're gonna straight up kill someone else like we did to my poor man Birdling. I think the Weird Route is gonna be weird for a number of reasons, and it's not just gonna be weird because, oh, people are dead. I could see some people being injured, and honestly, one thing I think could be super unique for the Weird Route is Rudy not dying in it. That'd be a crazy thing to do for the game, because I definitely imagine it's gonna be a plot point, because his days are numbered. But honestly, this chapter 5 screen just really confused me with what we're going to do with it. We're definitely going to do some other crazy stuff on this route, and I'm very excited to see it.
And that's it. I don't really have any other like predictions that I feel fully confident in, and I try not to look at theories too much just because I feel like those can definitely cloud people's judgment. And I feel like as like a whole, the fandom has definitely strayed pretty far from like what I think is like actually going to happen in the game. But overall, I think these are predictions I feel solid in. As I said, they weren't really numbered in any order. Some of them I definitely wish I had some better evidence for, but honestly, I rushed this video really fast, so we take what we can get. And now on a semi-related note, I would like to start by discussing some of my
and dreams. Now, truthfully, I don't have that many of these hopes, because already I feel like, you know, it's Deltarune, you know, what more could I ask for? But to start out, judging by the Deltarune.com/chapter 5 screen, I feel like we're definitely going to get some of this. Maybe not so much in chapter 4, but definitely chapter 3. They're being really mysterious with what chapter 3 and the Weird Route have to do with each other. So that's going to be like already amazing for me. But yeah, I think that's all I really want, honestly. The Weird Route has me so interested in this game. It's one of like the main things that's like, I haven't written too many theories about it, but I've written a few just related to the Weird Route just because it's like, it's so interesting, it's so odd. Like, I haven't seen that many games do a route like this, where it's like, it's so close to the original, but it's just a little bit off. It's so great. But yeah, it's honestly one of the main things I want from the game. And in addition to that, I would like... Now, honestly, I don't think there's too much to really say about this one. Honestly, I trust Toby. All of his works in the past... Not you. All of his other works in the past, other than that one, have been phenomenal. He's an absolute, like, mastermind in both game making, writing, composing music. And it's also taken the last, like, 4 years just to get these 2 chapters fully made. And some of that work was split into chapter 5 for a good while as well. So honestly, I trust that it's going to be good, but at the same time, I've woken up in many a cold sweats just imagining that I download the game, all 500 megabytes of it, and it's bad. It's just unbearable. And then I would wake up right there in my bed, and I'd be like sweating, like, no, it can't be real. And I look at my clock. It's not June 4th yet, thank God. But anyways, yeah, I just hope it's good. I think it will be, but you know, it always couldn't be.
And that's all I got. Really, I do think all my, at least my hopes are going to come true. Predictions, I could see some of them not happening. I did rarely go out on a limb on some of them, but other than that, I'm excited for the game, truthfully. I just get to sleep one more time, and then I get to play the game. So that's going to be exciting. General closing thoughts on this video, though. I think some of my evidences were kind of weak, truth be told. I rushed this video. I horrendously rushed this video. My God. I finished this in like not even 20 hours. It was a crazy rush. But yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe so my birds can eat.